Hi everyone, this is Margaret Manning with 60andMe. I love to travel and I don't have a lot of money. So when I was deciding where to stay in Bali for 2 months, I had to think very carefully about where I could afford to stay and still be comfortable and safe and have some of the things that were important to me. For example, internet, good quality internet, access to the center of Ubud where I could do my yoga practice, and also a place where I could be comfortable for 2 months. And I found the most amazing place, and in reality, it's a hostel. It's a place that has private rooms, but it also has dormitories for small groups. I think about 6 or 7, and then there are some other individual properties as well. But it's a really beautiful place. It's right in the center of town, and it's one of those things. When you think about hostels, you also have a spectrum of expectation. There's the ones that you may think of with 30 people, mixed dormitories, lots of noise, perhaps lots of possibility for danger. And then there's places like this, and this is becoming more of a trend. And I would like to propose that older women consider staying in a hostel if you are, a little bit short of money, or you just don't want to spend that much on accommodation. I mean, I've saved money by staying here that I can use for other travel, for my food and other expenses, for my massages, which are wonderful, and be able to just prioritize how much you want to spend on the place that you sleep. So I think that this place, for example, is very clean. It's well looked after. The grounds are beautiful. There's a swimming pool, cafe where you can order light meals, and the environment is wonderful. The host is great. He organizes cultural evenings for people in the who are staying at the hostel, and I've not been disappointed. It's really been wonderful. Of course, there is a spectrum of hostels in the world. You can find everything from very, very inexpensive properties where backpackers who don't have a lot of money just want a place to sleep and are quite happy, being with 20, 30 other people. That's okay. I mean, that's a good option for them. And then you have hostels where there are beautiful rooms and accommodation. In fact, this last summer, I stayed for the first time in a hostel in Copenhagen. It was called Urban House. This place was amazing, and to be honest with you, of all the places I stayed during my month in Northern Europe, I liked it the best. I thought it was just wonderful. Had the best facilities, great Wi-Fi, great people, lots of interesting music and art going on. And also, I was in that situation with 5 girls. I stayed in a room with 5 other girls. The bathroom was actually inside our room, so you didn't have to go into the hallway to go out to the showers. But it was great. And these girls were funny. They were from all over the world. And honestly, I was the first one out in the morning, and night I was the last one back. I was just, having a great time, and so were they. It was wonderful, and they made good friends. It was a really nice experience. So that when I came to Bali and decided to stay here, I wasn't so afraid. I knew what to expect. Now, this place isn't perfect. There's lots of things that you have to compromise. Privacy, noise. I have little geckos that run on my wall. But trust me, I've luxury hotels in places like Bali have little geckos running on the wall as well. And I've learned to be, friends with nature, and to really be creative about how I shape my space and make this my home. Because for 2 months, it's quite a while to stay in one place, and I think I've chosen well. So, what are the qualities that you have to have if you are interested in staying in a hostel? In case you're interested in doing this, first of all, you have to be open-minded. You have to be ready to accept people from all different walks of life, from all different backgrounds, all different economic levels, and you just have to be willing to open your heart and your mind to their lifestyle, to their priorities, and to what's important to them, and realize that you have equally unique needs and interests, and it's part of a building community. These places are really collaborative, and I think that's one of the things I like about this hostel environment. Now, The other thing you have to have, of course, is patience. Things don't work quite as smoothly as if you had a concierge organizing things for you. You have to find a map and you have to figure out your way around the town. But people are always willing to go with you, to help you, to take you to the nearest ATM if you want to get started. And it's really, in many ways, a more friendly and comfortable immersion into a new place. But I think patience is important. Infrastructure isn't quite as as stable as in other maybe more elaborate hotels, but this has been fine for me. And I think being a little bit patient and having that anything can happen attitude is good. I think being non-judgmental is related to being accepting. I think that I've learned a lot about myself in this situation, and that's been great. I think a lot of women in our 60s worry about traveling alone. We're fearful of bad things happening or being lost or taken advantage of. And of course, you've got to be careful everywhere you go. But this particular kind of environment encourages independence and creativity and self-sufficiency. It's a good place to stretch your muscles, your confidence muscles. So there's a couple of things, well, definitely some things you'll get here in a hostel that you wouldn't get anywhere else. I mean, for one thing, you'll get people that are so unique and wonderful and interesting. I mean, they really are. They come from everywhere and they've got stories to tell. The other thing you'll get is great food. I mean, the food here is cooked on site and it's beautiful. It's very simple, organic food, and I think that's another nice feature. You can go down for breakfast, literally down outside your door, and have a great meal, and the food is really, really good. Another thing that you get is entertainment. Okay, now I'm going to talk about music in a minute, but all I'll say right now is that you get music, entertainment, and from the other people that are staying here, they may be playing a guitar or just singing, or you'll get live music in the evening. So I'll tell you about that in a second. So I think that if you're thinking of coming to a hostel and staying here for a few weeks or longer, I've got some tips just based on my own experience. One would be to book early. There are usually in these types of accommodations private rooms, but they go really fast because there's only maybe one or two of them. So if you're thinking that you want to be in this a kind of place like this and you want to be alone, have your own bathroom, have your own maybe balcony. Mine's great, has a little balcony and lots of room. Then book early. Get to know the hosts. I sent email to Kadek and Mark several times, just asking questions and making sure that the things that were on my mind were addressed, and they were just responsive. And in fact, I booked my this place through Airbnb. Some hostels book their private rooms through Airbnb, and also through places like hostelbookers.com or Hostel World. Lots of options for finding good places. But anyway, get to know your host. Take some earplugs, back to music, and be brave. I think that's my biggest advice, is just go for it. Women in our 60s were 20 in the 60s. And think about the stuff you got up to. Think about the things you did and the chances you took and just how adventurous you were with your life. I mean, it's so wonderful to be able to travel and feel that again. Even if you're a little achy or you're not quite as flexible, you can enjoy what these young people are doing with their lives, and it's changing. People are looking at the world through a completely different lens, and it's, for me, energizing and inspirational. I've really enjoyed it. So I think that's one thing, is just to be brave and try to just keep things in perspective. But what you won't get, you won't get luxury accommodation. You won't get your towels changed every day. You'll get the room cleaned every day usually, but you don't get that kind of luxury treatment. But luxury really, for me, is about experience rather than stuff. So that isn't such a measure for me of excellence. But you won't get that. You will get situations though, like the music. We have music 3 nights a week here in a little band stand downstairs. And one of the nights it's beautiful is jazz, rhythm and blues. It's really great, easy music. And the other 2 is live mic night. And this means that local bands can just play what they play, and usually it's pretty loud. And it's not maybe your style of music. And I laugh if I actually have to listen to Honky Tonk Woman or Hotel California one more time, I will scream. But seriously, I just put my headphones on. I do my work. I try to relax and just accept it as part of this experience of being with younger people and actually older people too. There's lots of families here. There's because I'm here as an old timer. I'm here for longer than most. I get to see lots of people coming and going, and it's wonderful. There's every age represented, and so it's just a great cross section of the world. I think the other thing is getting besides saving money, of course, you get a younger perspective on yourself. You just feel more capable of taking chances. I went on a scooter the other day. It was like when I came to Bali, I'm never going on a scooter. It's just too dangerous. And then yesterday someone offered to take me downtown and I said, okay. And I jumped on. It was so much fun. It pushes you to all your limits. And I think that's kind of cool. So I guess my question for you is, if you want to save money and travel more, would you be willing to live and stay in a hostel for a few weeks or longer? I'd really love to get your feedback on this. Leave your comments below and we can start a conversation. Would you be willing and happy to stay in a hostel? Thanks everyone for being here. Hope you have a great day and look forward to your comments. Take care.